You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Palace of Mega Pencils. This is Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo!
Hello everyone and welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host Stephen White. With me as always is my co-host Lacey Finley.
Oh, happy Monday.
I don't know how my sound sounds right now, but I'm reclaiming
the old space.
There we go. I'm reclaiming the old space.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten it back up to snuff because there's still things to go up. There's still things to move in, so it's temporary. So the walls are a little bare. Yeah, and I want to try to kill that echo because the like I said, the room feels very bare right now. So if there's an added echo, it's not my fault. Just
not my fault yet. Well, kind of, but
it is because I don't have time for this.
Last minute moves, but at least now you're back in your space, back in your office. Not living in the garage or whatever it was, closet.
Yeah. No, this is nice. I mean, it's nice having my space back, and I can't wait to make it to pop again because I got a handful of posters I've been aching to put up and stuff. So,
Ooh, am I going to see new ones?
Perhaps.
Because I remember the Texas Chainsaw Massacre apron, I believe is what I remembered seeing on the wall. There was a poster, too.
Yeah,
I can't remember now which one was facing it, but I remembered seeing those. But I think you're facing a different direction, though.
I am. At the moment, I am. I don't know why they put my table up against this corner.
Because I was going to say, I feel like remembered seeing the door on this side of the screen for me.
Yeah, now see so that you're seeing right there is the closet.
Okay, because
here's the window. Like, the window right here is where, like, I was facing the window last time I was in here. So I'm kind of sitting beside it now.
See people come in on the side.
Right. So
I say people, like family.
Yeah.
Not just random people running through Steven's house, but like family
Which
members.
It's happened to do. If you look at it from a certain angle.
I always knew the individual walking by. So it's usually like wife or like a little, cute blonde head just bopping just right underneath camera height. It's kind of cute.
If you look at it from a certain angle, if you remember the angle that I was in the other room, you could almost be fooled into thinking, well, is that the same room?
Kinda.
Maybe,
except for the AC unit now.
Yeah, you don't have that. The window looks slightly bigger. The door should be slightly smaller. Mm-hmm. But you can still have somebody coming from this direction.
They do always come from stage right. I'll say stage right because I don't know if your camera's actually flipped or whatever.
No, well, this is my left, so you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Stage right. So I was right. For me.
For you.
For me. Yes.
It's fine.
Anywho, it's an exciting conversation, right, siblings?
I know. Well, this is what we're all
Going
about.
over
These
what his
exciting
room looks
conversations.
like. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about a few things real quick. First things first. I want to kind of give a little shout out. First of all, shout out. I hope everyone took the time to go listen to Horror Ramblings.
Yes.
Because that was like getting a bonus Super Mega Crash episode last week.
I'm telling you, two Stephen and Lace in 1 week. Couldn't you handle it?
Can you handle it? I hope everyone went over there and gave it a listen. I know it's not the same dynamic as myself and Lester, but again, it was like getting a bonus Super Mega Crash episode.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I feel like
maybe
so.
the Ramblers didn't know. Maybe that was something new. And then maybe, the siblings went to go ramble on a Friday. And hey.
Who knows?
There
could be cross-pollination of both audiences, and then they go to check out the other thing. Maybe our dynamic is more your speed. Maybe the other dynamic is more your speed. I don't know. You might not like either one of us. I don't know.
That's fair. We're not talking to anyone right now.
This is like, okay.
All right.
But yeah, I hope everyone took a look at that. Secondly, and I wanted to kind of throw this out there, because the man has been working me to death, and I try to be very appreciative of everything. There's a man by the name of Matthew Hakunda. He's kind of my producer over at Joe Blow. Now, off air, I was talking to Lace about the bad week that I had.
Yeah.
And she had a bad week too.
We both really had a poopy week together, didn't we?
Yeah, let's just say work woes.
Yes.
Just things. We don't want to get into great detail about it, but no, I was just having one of those crummy, just feeling unappreciated.
Right.
Yeah, let's just say that. Feeling unappreciated. And I had recently finished a video for Joe Blow. And the turnaround on this, Matt had come to me and he was like, hey, we got this video. I'm kind of needing it pretty quick. Do you think you could do it? And when I hear these challenges, my brain goes, no. But then another part of me is going, but yeah, you can. It's like I think half of my brain's like afraid to take on that challenge because it's like, what if I don't do it? What if I don't get it done in time? It's the anxiety of it. It's like I don't want to let anyone down. But then the other part of me is going, but you can do this. This is not. And
honestly, entertainment can be that last minute quite a bit. So we kind of just learned to pivot.
Yeah. So he asked if I could do it. I did the back and forth in my head, and I was like, no, you know what? I can do this, because I looked over. I kind of, in my head, assumed what I could probably manage within a certain amount of time. And I thought, yeah, I can do this. I have to take a few little liberties here and there, but I can do this, no problem.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I can do it. No, I said, if I feel like I can't, or something's, as soon as I know that if there's some reason I can't make the deadline, I will let you know. I said, but I feel confident that I can. So it's kind of me saying, yes, I want it, but I'm trying not to promise. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be loose about it, but. Anyway, obviously I do it. Well before he's even, because he reached out, I think, Monday, and it was due Tuesday, and he was like, hey, how's the video coming? And I said, I should have it to you tomorrow, maybe today, time permitting. And then obviously a few hours later I had it finished, and it was like, there you go. I guess where my brain breaks at time or two, I had for some reason some bad spelling issues with this one. Like everything else was fine with it, but when it came to the credits, I had apparently missed letters or
it is weird where our brain stops at certain points throughout the day, and then you go back and like, huh? That was me? Okay.
Yeah. And it's the damnedest thing too, because it's normally I miss something in the cut, like a frame went too long or something or whatever it may be. And this time it was just I misspelled names, and I was like, what am I doing, man? Yeah. I don't know why. Like one of the names I think was very similar to an actor name that I had seen, and I think I think that's what happened there. Just a simple little because I even remember having this conversation with myself, looking at the guy's name, going, I never noticed that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then
the guy's like,
reprogrammed your brain.
Yeah, and then he was like, hey, his name is actually spelled this way. And I was like, well, that's why I didn't notice. Or,
right, yeah.
Somewhere in my brain I was like, it's coincidence. How about that? I didn't realize his name was that.
Imagine that, yeah.
I did not see that. But anyway, Matt, as soon as I got that video in, he was so gracious with compliments.
Aw, see.
Saying, this is absolutely amazing. The fact that you were able to turn this around in such a small amount of time is just mind-blowing.
Told you, bro.
I know.
See, look, when you got the talent, you got the talent, man.
But I don't hear that very often, and it's nice to hear.
Absolutely.
Especially, this is a job.
Right.
It's not me doing
something you wanted to do.
They could not pay me for this stuff. You could be like, you know what, your work is garbage, and we're gonna find someone else. But so far, he seems impressed. He actually said in the last email, he's like, you always manage to impress me.
Aww,
and
that's sweet to say. I'm glad they said that.
I'm hoping I don't let that get to my head and where I'm just like, well, I don't, because I've tried. I guess for my own challenge, I'm trying to step it up every time, trying to find some way to make something pop. But not everything works like that, so I need to kind of keep that in mind. Like this last video that I did, I had an opportunity to do something. I had the idea, and I was like, I wonder, that would be kind of neat. And let me try that. And then I was able to do it, and then, it worked.
Yeah.
But for the next one, am I going to be able to do something that... big production? I don't see any reason why I would, because it just doesn't seem to fit.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, sure.
Yeah,
and no, I think that's great. I knew it. I know it doesn't mean much coming for me anymore, which is fair. When you have friends that tell you that stuff, like, oh, they're just my friends, so they have to share that. Blah, blah, blah. But that's not the case.
Well, no, you've always been a champion. So, I mean, since you've learned about my stuff, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you're being genuine. You'd tell me otherwise.
Yeah. And that's why I try to also slip in the little, like, industry stuff that I know kind of irks you. But I try to go, hey, but Steven, unfortunately, that's how it is. Yeah. So you might have to, like, scream in a pillow or something every once in a while and just go, I have a pillow in this room for the screaming. For work, not for stuff I like to do. But just every once in a while, you pick up the pillow and then come right back to it. Like, okay, let's do it again. Yeah. Screaming pillows.
I feel like I need one of those for work.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's great. Just leave it by your desk.
I'll have to look
That's right
into
here.
that.
I mean, I know I work from home, so I don't have to explain to anybody why I have a pillow on the ground. But it does help in the moment sometimes.
Two other things that I want to talk about. Now, I think we've had this conversation here ever so briefly when I was talking about this particular franchise recently. I guess you'd call it a franchise. Have to be a franchise. It's a franchise. Beavis and Butt-Head came back.
Wait, again?
They have a new series now on Paramount Plus, not a movie.
Oh.
This was a new series where
they're starting the series over again.
Yes. So now it's like everything still seems the same in Highland, except the technology and everything has kind of elevated. Well,
I mean, it's been 30 years.
Obviously. But it's like it hits this weird amalgamation of, it feels like the old stuff, but there's new things that they're incorporating in, social commentaries and whatnot. Plus, now they're watching not just music videos, but they're watching TikTok videos and YouTube videos.
Well, if they're watching MTV, like back in the day, it would just be a series of reality shows now, right?
Sure.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I can't remember the last time I even bothered to see what's on MTV.
Oh, it's not music.
It wasn't music when I stopped watching it. Like, it was floating away from that then, and that's been a long time. So
from where I'm sitting with the series, they dropped 2 episodes. The first episode felt like feelers. It's like, here they are, they're back, and while entertaining, it was just like, okay, good to see them kind of back in form, whatever, and that's fine. We get to episode 2, and I laughed from start to finish.
Really?
I don't know what it was about that particular episode, but it's like that one hit all the right beats.
Okay.
So you had your 2 shorts plus the videos. The absolute funniest part, in my mind, of that entire episode is they were watching an ASMR video.
Oh, God.
And so they started discussing, it's like, what are you supposed to do? It's like, why is she whispering? What is all this? But then they start doing it themselves. It's like, now we're going to talk like this. We're going to do this. And the 2 of them trying to do ASMR.
In their voices?
Oh my God. It's hilarious. If you watch at least one thing out of that episode, it's
just that one?
Because just the back and forth between them trying to be quiet and just trying to do this.
Because they were not
ASMR.
quiet individuals. No.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh, man.
So hilarious.
I had no idea that they were trying to bring all this back. Oh, man. Okay.
I feel like I feel like I've missed them a lot, and I didn't realize that I did. And I've just been rewatching older episodes, and especially since they came back after what Does the Universe, that movie that they did.
Oh,
it was just a welcome treat because I was like, nothing about this feels like it got old, and I don't know why I find it so humorous, but it's just.
Well, I mean, everyone's allowed to like what they like.
But I think there's elements to it that, I guess how to put this delicately. I don't want this to sound bad, especially if it's one of our audience members.
Oh no, now
I feel like I'm not laughing at what some people, casual outsiders who've never watched it, are thinking I'm laughing at. Okay. I'm not laughing because they're going, that sucks.
Right.
It's not that. There's just things about the humor that the deeper facets of it that some people don't get that I'm loving.
Hey,
there you
go.
I don't know. And some of the dumb stuff was just like wood, and that's all it is. That's all it is. He said wood. That's it. It's dumb. I love it.
I mean, I might watch one or two, but I know we've had this discussion too where I think I just watched it as a kid because my mom told me I wasn't allowed to.
And that's understandable.
And then I wanted to keep sneaking it because I was like, it's a cartoon. Why does she mean I can't watch it or whatever? And then I don't think I really understood all of the jokes in the moment. And then, as time passed and you get a little older, I'm like, oh, this was just dumb.
Yeah.
Why was I wanting to watch it? It was probably just because mom. But I don't know. Maybe if I go back and watch it now, 20 years later, let's just say.
Yeah.
I mean,
give it a try. Episode 2, if you wanna see if I'm right on. Yeah, Paramount Plus, episode 2 of that episode. To me, that one out of the 2 that they released, that was the highlight. Was the second one. Both episodes that they had, all the video stuff. It was good. It was really solid. Because I think if they would have made that episode 1 and the other one episode 2, that would have been a mistake. Because you would have seen like a dip in quality and be like, ah. So that one was hilarious. It was like a great start out the gate, and then you just went, ah.
Dang. All right. Is it the same voice actors?
Yeah. Same thing and everything. Speaking of which, Mike Judge was actually on an episode of Fly on the Wall, which is the podcast with Dana Carvey and David Spade. And they were granted, they normally talk about SNL stuff. Mike Judge did premiere Office Space on Saturday Night Live as a little short. With Milton. I'm gonna.
Oh yes.
Just take that, okay? Thank you. But anyway, he was talking about, they asked him about some of the impetus of some of the voices that he came up with. Now, Butthead, I feel like he mentioned something about him being someone, I mean, all the voices he did were people he knew.
Right.
But I don't remember hearing like a very specific, detailed story about Butthead. Like, he just may have been some guy that was like, and that's where he got that. He said Beavis, on the other hand, was this guy in his class, was not named Beavis, by the way. But he was just this guy in his math class who was he is a super genius. He said he's an engineer, like top of his class, graduated with honors. Dude's a genius.
Yeah.
But in this math class, they had this very attractive teacher like a woman that used to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader turned teacher.
Ooh, okay. So as a young blossoming lad, I could see that being a distraction, sure.
Yeah, and he, I guess to vent his sexual desires and frustrations, he would just sit and laugh like Beavis in the beginning. top of the class, so she would say something, and he's like,
Oh, this poor kid.
yeah.
Aw.
So it was just something that turned into a gag, so then they would kind of, make the same laugh in the back of the class. And then
These kids are mean.
he said at some point, the teacher caught wise to it and got really pissed and chewed them all out. And, he apologized, saying...
He can't help it. Leave him alone,
Right.
as long as he wasn't making crass comments or something.
Right.
You know?
No, he just said it was everything she would say.
Oh.
So, yeah, that one was kind of funny.
That is funny.
I don't know if you've ever heard... Have you ever heard the one for Boomhauer from King of the Hill?
I don't think Oh, wait.
He said it was...
Maybe, but refresh.
Yeah, he said it was a guy had left a message on his work answering machines, like before he was able to get an assistant on Beavis and Butt-Head. I guess people just could call and get his number, and he's like, he said this big hillbilly redneck called me up complaining about Beavis and Butt-Head, and he said I still have this message to this day, but he just go, dang on, come and watch that old Porky's butthole. I don't understand why you doing all them Looney Tunes and all that stuff. And he said, and that's what he heard. He was like, oh my God, what is he talking about?
This is a character now. This is mine. I own this.
So that's where that came from. And then they had talked about Hank Hill and where that voice kind of came about. But I still posit that Hank Hill and Tom Anderson from Beavis and Butt-Head, very similar voices, because it's like just different registers, but it's still that same Texan.
Like mumble.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're chewing on something while they're trying to talk to you. Yeah.
But he said this guy that he based Hank Hill on, probably both, for a matter of fact, he said it was just this, he had this paper route as a kid, and the prior paper boy had quit, just up and quit one day, so then that became his paper route, and he had to go collect for the month for the papers, and he comes up to this dude holding his beer first thing in the morning, just sipping it out in the yard or whatever, and they went to collect, and guy looks at him and says, well, y'all ain't my paper boy. And he's like, yeah, your other paper boy, he quit, so, we're here collecting for him. He's like, well, now, I don't understand what's going on here, but y'all ain't my paper boy, and I ain't giving y'all nothing. He's like, well, sir, we're going to have to, cancel your paper because if
I
you're not
don't
going to
blame
pay.
dude, to be fair. Like, you're not the person who collects money. This could be a scam. So I'm actually very proud of this gentleman right now. Sorry.
Yeah, but...
where's my letter?
They just told him, it's like, well, I guess we're going to have to cancel the paper. He's like, oh, I'm going to get my paper as soon as my paper boy comes back. So,
oh, that's good.
I was like, all right, that's pretty funny. So good stuff listening to Mike Judge on that podcast. If y'all have never listened to that, that's another thing I've gotten into, is being very obsessed with Saturday Night Live again, watching these old episodes. And you remember, I think I mentioned this last week, where I was trying to find older episodes, but they were edited.
Yes.
So I'm going to share a little secret. Okay.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't want the whole world to go digging up and I hope you can just hear all these cars going by. It's getting on my nerves. I'm trying to be quiet and everything, and here come the loud cars.
And then they're breaking it up.
But there's a website called the Internet Archive.
Oh, yeah.
And I dug up full episodes.
Uh-huh.
The full episodes.
The OG.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, there they are. And I was able to watch those sketches that I could not find or that were cut out.
So did you find what was cut?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
Nothing.
Yeah? Was it as bad?
No.
Well,
I don't think so. But, in this day and age, I don't know what's cancelable and what's not.
Did it actually add value to the skit? Maybe it was just edited because for time. Like, that wasn't good. You just
But what are you editing for television on a streaming service?
Oh, true. I
You
don't
know? Just saying.
Here I try to help make excuses for people, and I don't know why.
I don't understand why they did it. Anyway, point being, I found what I was looking for, and it was kind of like recompiling an old VHS tape that I had, because it was like that episode was there, and then this one was after that, and then I remember that one, and then I got all these, and I was like, I'm taking these back, and I'm gonna create my own VHS tape again. So just have like a playlist.
Make my own cut.
Just this is how I remember it. Goddammit. So that was fun doing that, and it kind of led me down another rabbit hole, wondering what else I could find. So I might have to start looking at my old VHS tapes and seeing if I can find these old episodes that used to exist on these old VHS tapes. I mean, just the playlist alone.
You have the tape. Do you not have a VCR anymore?
I do, but I'm afraid, like, the last time I stuck something in it, it tried to eat it. And I was like,
Yeah, try, like, maybe an old blank one first or something. That might have 30 things you've already taped over on it, so it wouldn't matter if it got ate.
But the point is, I got my videos back.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm happy about it. I also realized that there was a Charles Barkley episode that I remember having at one time, and that is absolutely one of the worst episodes I've ever seen in my life. Everybody was off their game.
Act?
No, he's absolutely horrible. I'm sorry.
It is kind of funny to me sometimes when they just have the randos on there that aren't really entertainment related, and then it's, hey, be funny. Yeah. Funny's hard, people.
He's like,
and then you're putting untrained people in live. Like, come on.
I mean,
it's gonna go bad.
He just comes out and says, I'm Charles Barkley. I play for the Phoenix Sun. Y'all know me. I play basketball. Okay, I know it was a lot more than that, but it's just that's
pretty much the delivery.
His line delivery, you know. He was doing like the Stuart Smalley stuff. It was probably the most he tried to act. Everything else was just like, oh, look at this. This is fun. I'm trying. I'm reading off this card.
Maybe they were hoping it would be so bad it would make it hilarious. Because there are those that, oof. Well, like they can't all be winners, huh?
No, but it's almost like it permeated the entire episode, because even when you go into Weekend Update, it's like Kevin Nealon seemed to be off. Like everything he was trying to say, every joke just bombed. It was horrible.
The stage had been set with the energy levels from the audience and everything at that point. Yeah, you never know.
I think that was the very... What was it? There was a sketch on there that I thought, oh man, was this like the very first time they did that?
For a Weekend Update?
No, I think it was just in general, like one of the more popular characters. Maybe the Linda Richmond, Mike Myers, the Coffee Talk, Daughters, Dogs, you know, no big whoop.
Coffee Talk, I'm getting a little verklempt.
Because the sketch took place farther down in the episode, so it was almost one of those, they were just like, well, just put it on later, no one's going to pay attention to
we're
it.
filling time, we'll take your skit.
And then that became the big highlight of the night. Everyone remembered, oh yeah, that one was hilarious, outside of the rest of the hour of garbage we had to sit through. So anyway, there was that. Prey, I wanted to talk to you about that real quick, which is the new Predator prequel.
Yes, on Hulu.
What did you think?
I actually liked it. I did. I've been seeing some kind of back and forth discourse. I haven't dug deep. Like, whatever. I liked it. So I have seen the original Predator. It's been so long though, guys. Sure. So and then seeing this one, and I did. I dug it. I think the first half was a little slower. But it was an hour and a half, so they I feel like it picked up, and then they just kind of kept with it. Yeah. I just seeing that in this kind of setting was very different for me. Like being set 300 years ago, 400 years ago,
give or take,
maybe longer.
17, 19,
17 something, yeah. So yeah, I did really like it. I enjoyed the pacing of it. I enjoyed the characters. Watching her learn and how to do the whole thing. I thought, I mean, it's not going to be my movie of the year, but I had a good time sitting down and watching it for that hour and a half. And
sure, yeah.
I thought the actors did a great job. You know, I didn't really know a whole heck of a lot about it. I don't know how I missed it. You showed me the trailer, and I was like, oh, Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they're not asking for 3 hours of my time.
No, exactly.
You know, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I should look up who that woman was that led it, because I really enjoyed her.
Amber Midthunder is her name. I actually saw her on, like, I remember her from a show that used to be on FX called Legion. Did you ever watch Legion?
I did. Who was she?
She was, you remember the one character that could swap bodies? It was like an older gentleman, and then they'd flip up, and it was the girl. She was the girl.
Yes.
I can't remember the character name.
Oh, that was a great show, too. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, continue. But yeah. Ooh, I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, as soon as I saw or heard the concept of it, I was intrigued. When I saw the trailer for it, I was hyped.
Yes.
But at the end of every day, I had pessimism because I was like, God, please let this be good. I want to see a good one. And you know, I wouldn't say I'm a predator apologist. I don't know why I bounce with that extra D. But
Predator.
I like I love the first one. It's classic. I love part 2. Predators I thought was good. And
I don't think I saw that.
I've only watched The Predator, which was the most recent before this, once. I felt like I had a good time, but then I do remember, like, the farther in the movie goes, it goes a little off the rails to where you're like, I don't know what you're doing here.
I think once you've made this many sequels, you really have no choice but to start going off the rails, because, my God.
But you know what? I heard a good argument about that. And let me
What, having to go off the rails?
No. About how movies can ebb and flow in such a way.
Okay.
So, but no, this went back to basics in all the right ways because it was about her journey, the hunt with the predator. They kind of even downgraded them a little bit, which I appreciated. So, I mean, obviously 300 years.
I was going to say, that long ago, they probably learned how to hunt us more over the course of 300 more years. You know what I mean? Like,
sure,
if you're putting yourself in that respect, because it's not the same getup. It was clearly a little bit more, I don't know, old version of, I guess, what the Predator would wear, you know?
Sure.
So, anyway, but go ahead. I'm just like, that made sense to me. Predators can get smarter, too, as time goes on, you know?
No, I appreciated those design changes, so it wasn't just the same old.
Right.
And I don't know, just so much about it. It was just, like you said, it was just a really good movie. It was a good time, didn't ask much of your time, and I appreciate that, you know?
Yeah.
You give me a solid action flick for 90 minutes? Hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
And there's nothing mind-boggling. Like, I wasn't looking for, I know they did a few callbacks here and there.
Which I probably totally missed, but yeah.
Yeah, like there was one line, like even before the character said it, I started in with the line, and then he just, because I knew where it was. It was one of those lines that were just like, oh yeah, this is exactly what you're going to say. And it was like, how do we kill it, or how do we know we can kill it, or is it invincible?
Oh yeah.
And then the guy was like, if it bleeds, we can kill it. And that was one of the lines from the original. And
oh, okay.
Like I said, as soon as the question was posed, I was like, if it bleeds, and then he's like, if it bleeds. And I was like, aha. You know the line. I don't have to finish it.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was a great, enjoyable, fun time.
Yeah.
For what it is. And I saw an article talking about the end credits or something, and maybe I just didn't pay enough attention. They said there was like a little story being told through little pictures and whatnot. And
oh, really? Because I kind of flipped through, and you know how I watched it on the computer, so I took my cursor along the line towards the end of the credit to see if anything, and I didn't see anything pop up at credit. So
yeah, so maybe I wasn't paying attention correctly. I don't know. I
can go back and watch it, but usually when it comes to end scene credits, I'll just kind of like do a little scroll by just to see if like a new scene or something pops up, since everybody wants to put it at the end of the frickin' credits instead of just at the end of the frickin' movie.
Because they want you to sit there and pay attention and respect
to all those
the people
I don't know. And I respect you. That's great. And I'm sure you're happy and your whole family like gets giddy when they see it. And I'm not saying you don't deserve credit, but I'm leaving. You know?
Just fair.
That's fair. I'm not denying you that. Not saying you don't deserve it, but I don't know you. But I appreciate what you did. But me seeing your name isn't going to help me remember who you are. I know that's terrible maybe to say. But, Kevin Arnold up there. I don't know who that is. Sure. I've never seen their face,
It's okay.
Another human. Anyway, so we missed something at the end credits.
I guess. I'll have to go back and maybe look at it or maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to watch it again at some point. I actually wouldn't mind. My father hasn't watched it. I think he would enjoy it because he's into Native American culture and stuff like that. Is that the proper term? Am I saying that right? Because I don't want to be canceled. I know that was been up for debate.
I don't know. I think actually indigenous.
Okay. So
but if I'm wrong there too, I'm sorry. I really, really am trying to keep up, but sometimes it changes and I just don't know. But I just want to be respectful to humans is all.
Right. That's
the
all I'm trying
humans.
To do. The Comanche tribe, if we want to get more
apparently,
specific.
First movie with Comanche language. Was I reading that correctly?
Really?
I think so, where they were actually using it. Because even I put on the subtitles. They did not offer help. It was in that language, so we weren't meant to, unless you speak it, I would imagine we weren't meant to know what was being said there. I could have sworn I was reading something about that after you had shown me the trailer. And but I mean,
I have to look that up.
If I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, one of the first ones to do that. Yeah, I thought so too when I was reading it because I hadn't heard of it. I'm sure there's plenty of languages that I've never heard of. There's so many, but yeah. Because I left the subtitles on, and every time it was a different language, it showed up in that language. It didn't offer me English help. So I just took that to mean I wasn't supposed to know unless I spoke that language. Yeah, and if you know, you know. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. So have you been playing anything? What have you been playing?
What have I been playing this week? So, well, first off, I just have to say I finally got the message about my Steam Deck.
Ooh.
Yes. So thank God I actually went to play something on Steam that day. I did not see it in my email because I actually set me a timer for Fridays to check my email since it said, Fridays between whenever the heck to whenever the heck, if you got it on that day. And it was, bam, this huge message that came right up. I had 11 hours left to pull the trigger at that point. So that tells you I hadn't been on Steam in all week or anything. So that's on its way. And so hopefully maybe I can talk a little bit about that next week if I get to dive into it and use it and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited now because I've seen all the different updates that's come up and, I should have a little bit more of a smoother go of it. Not that I saw systems exploding or anything, but, little updates and quality of life tweaks that's happened along the way. So enjoyed that very much. I did try to go back and get a couple more endings on As Dusk Falls. I'm still getting one ending though that if that's the end, I might be a little upset, but part of me is still thinking I'm just missing a piece because that can't be the end. It doesn't help explain some things for me. So definitely I'm going to try that again this week because I really want to see if there has to be an explanation for what I'm seeing. Because if that is the true end, I might have to be a little upset with you all. So right now I'm going to blame me until I've unlocked everything. And then in that case, I'll come back and let you know whether I'm mad or not, for real.
Okay.
But then outside of that, honestly, I had more of a slower week with gaming. I had such a stressful week. Sitting back here in front of the computer doing work that I ran away the instant that I could. So, I would putz around with a little Rim World. I thought I would try to finally create a cannibal tribe. Because, I always steered clear of that. I was like, you know what? You never play just straight up evil, cannibal tribe, going after the people, Yeah. And I don't think I have the heart for it.
Okay. Well, it's understandable.
I tried. I was like, this is a game style you've never tried out of it. It'll be new things that you've never seen, different challenges you haven't tried to overcome in it. And so the very first time I had traders come to me, trade goods or whatever, it's like, all right, here we go. And I killed them. And I ate them. And I made them into a hat. Their skin into a hat. But then that tribe's now mad at me. Understandably so, because I did kill two of their own for no reason other than food and hats. because you can make human leather. It's basically Sims with war crimes.
Okay.
I mean, if we think about it, it's basically Sims with war crimes. So I got kind of far on that one, and then for some reason I just was like, oh, this is too rough, because you have to keep leaving to find people, because once they catch word, nobody really trades with you anymore.
Sure.
They don't really want to just send people there. Fair. I wouldn't either. Not blaming them, but I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm not a vegetarian. So they were not happy with that. So I put it down, basically, and then just went back to something a little happier. I'm like, I just don't know how to be evil when it's just for fun. It's too hard. I had to do all these things. And then I was looking at my little list here. No, nothing that fun that I got to dive into. But there's like a couple of them coming out this week on Game Pass that I'm going to want to try. So I'm sure I'll have some more next week going through it. And more on Stray. But we talked about that already, so I just got a little bit further, and that's about it. I haven't beaten it yet, because I'm taking it like an hour chunk, and then I'd just be a cat for far too long, so probably elongating the experience. But that's how I want to play it, and that's valid.
Your prerogative.
Right. What have you been playing?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, we fail. So this is just super mega nerd day. Not
pretty
necessarily
much
game day. Yeah.
Because I honestly don't know why I didn't play anything. I started thinking about it. I was like, what did I do last week? And
I have to sit there.
Don't know.
Oh. Well.
I really don't know.
I played a board game. Would that count? Kind of.
Kinda. Why not?
I mean, games. So have you ever heard of Hunt-A-Killer?
No.
Okay. So it's you sign up for an online that's actually called Hunt-A-Killer, and they'll you subscribe to whatever murder mystery story that you want to solve, and then each month they send you a box, and in that box they'll have evidence, letters, whatever they think you'll need to try to solve who done it. So you actually sit there with these boxes and these maps that they might have given you for where the person died, or actual pieces of evidence that's usable, because the one we're playing right now is Moon Summit. So the Hubs and I have been playing that one. So these people went on this, camping adventure looking for the ghost links. They know it exists. And so they're on this expedition in Moon Summit, and one of the people dies. Now I'm part of the investigation to figure out who killed them. And it's kind of fun because they give you like ciphers, and there's like videos online you might have to watch, a portal they have you sign into so you can go through, hey, here's the password for so-and-so's thing. And then you go through all of that evidence and stuff as well. So it's kind of fun. You get to go through it all, put on your thinking cap. Each one takes maybe an hour or two, depending on how well you put everything together. And then there's a goal for that box that you're supposed to meet. And then once you email to your investigator what you think that thing is, it either tells you were correct or keep searching. And then, you're done for that box. And then whenever you get the next box for the next month, you continue your story until you're done. So I recommend it if you're looking for something like that just to do with friends IRL. I forced the Hubs to. I don't think he's having as much fun. I think he's doing it for me, but just fine.
Fair enough.
It's just fine. I love him for it. But I just wanted to try something new that we could do together. And there was a sale on it. So I have the whole box. So I didn't do the sign up. I just bought one on one sale that was completely finished. And then they just sent me all the boxes. And we've just been playing them as we want to. So we finished the third. And I think we have 3 more. I see 3 more boxes sitting behind me. So, I recommend that if you're looking for some fun night to do with some friends, get some drinks. Hunt-A-Killer. Yeah, I think it's huntakiller.com even, just that easy to find. But yeah, go through their little thing. So that we played this week as well. We'll have to, we should have gotten together this summer again, and I could have brought a little Hunt-A-Killer box.
We could have.
I guess there's still time, but stuff.
Maybe.
Life.
I mean, we could always look at next year. We need to plan this a little bit.
We should, because I think, would this be the first year that we haven't gotten together?
No, 2020 was, because we didn't get to see each other in 2020.
Are you sure that's not the year we went to Ohio?
No, 2021 was the year we went to Ohio.
Oh, shit. It was last year. Okay, then yeah. All right. Because usually we had PAX, so we always at least saw each other once a year.
No,
Okay.
COVID screwed us over for that.
That's true.
Record.
That's right.
so.
We were planning to go, and then the world closed down. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
But we still fixed it last year, so we can be
Yes.
forgiven for 2020.
That's
anything.
true. Yeah, like we were all supposed to be good,
And we were. We
were. I stayed home. I'm still staying home, and it's not by choice. Anyway, what have you been playing?
Nothing. As I said, nothing. I've been playing absolutely nothing. I don't know what I'm gonna try. I mean, I still got to finish Mafia, so
Oh, yes,
hopefully
yes.
I can get onto that sometime this week. But again, I've
Yeah.
got a video to do. That's, I think, something I neglected to mention when I brought up my producer earlier. Keeping me busy because I just finished a video and he's like, "Here's you another one." And
See, you do good work. You got to do a lot of stuff.
I know, and at least I get appreciated upon doing them and then getting another. So anytime that I feel like, do I want to do that video? I just remember money. I'm getting
Well, and
paid.
you love it.
Yes,
That
but
is something you've always wanted to do, like get paid for something you love. And
oh, for sure. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. It's just sometimes my brain just like I need a moment. I need a moment.
No, I feel that too. Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully I can get focused on it.
I mean, are they the type of people you could be like, hey, next weekend I actually have these plans, so then they would know if something last minute comes up that you wouldn't be the one available just for that weekend?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like if there was, I guarantee you, if he came at me, and I have to kind of be of a certain mindset. I know this for a fact. So say I'm going out of town. And that would be the weekend. Maybe he's reaching out, or maybe he's like, "Hey, this weekend's going to be needed to be done." I would probably tell him ahead of time if I knew that, and be like, "Hey, I'm." Just
and that's
gonna
probably
let you
really
know."
fair to do. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you would any job.
So I mean, everything that is pitched to me, I think it's more like, "Do you want it or don't you?" It's never, "Hey, here's your next thing you've got to do." It's just like, "Hey,
okay.
here's the next video up for grabs." Or at least that's kind of how I take it. He's offering it to me, seeing if I would be interested, yes or
They
no.
never say, this is yours. Go.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, hey, are you interested in this? And I've just never said no because I'm
Well, I mean,
open
so
to
far
it.
I feel the topics have been up your alley, really.
Well, see, even the topic for this next upcoming video, I took it mainly because I was like, well, that's different. All the other stuff.
Stretch yourself.
Yeah, it felt like, how do I approach that? I mean, with a movie character, you're like, oh, okay, so I remember the movies, I know this, I know that, and I can just I can make that work.
Uh-huh.
But with these two particular subjects, you're like, I don't really know where to begin, but I'm intrigued. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying it because I want it to be a surprise for when it does come out.
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely. Always surprise us.
Yeah.
Never spoil. No spoilers.
But yeah, without me doing anything, if you don't have any news, which obviously I don't expect you to.
I did kind of I still listen to some from time to time if anything's going to catch my eye. And no, because this week seemed to be, although funny, more just like stuff we said we wouldn't talk about anymore with NFTs. And I'm kind of surprised we're still trying, I guess, at this point. Like I was seeing something on there, I guess GameStop was selling NFTs.
Oh, my God.
But
Really?
apparently, here you go. This will be like Lisa's memory of a thing that she kind of watched the other day. But they're not necessarily their own designs. So looks like there's a little kerfuffle of them possibly stealing other designs that could be offensive and selling them as their own. So I was like, oh, good. That's a thing. That's a thing they're doing. I don't know how much longer they can keep it going.
They'll keep trying.
Because, I mean, the stonks thing only helped them for so long, I think. And then we'll see where they go from there. But, yeah, it didn't seem like they were playing above water with their images and who actually owned them. And again, who do you go to, I guess? Because I thought the whole appeal of it was blockchain and the non-regulation or whatever. And when I see what's his name, Seth Green, paying all that money to get his Bored Ape back, I was like, really? Your show better be good, man. It better be good.
It won't be.
I want to. Yeah, I don't know.
No offense to him. I don't feel like it's anything to do with him. That's not why I'm saying that. Come on. NFT show, no.
With a Bored Ape, I know. Who knows? There's always someone creative out there, but I just can't see it right now. But is there a lore? Does Bored Ape have a backstory? I know there's Yacht Ape. I don't know. It was a bunch of apes, all just with different glasses on or something.
Yeah, no, because I don't feel like it was created for any other purpose but to be an NFT show. Therefore, it's not a creative product based on creative means. It's just like, hey, we need to do something. Here's an idea and go.
And isn't that so messed up? Dude could have basically stole it and then you had to buy it back.
Which is what happened pretty much. I mean,
yeah, I'm a little fuzzy on if the person who initially bought it was aware that it was stolen at the time they bought it. But as the story went on, it's like they eventually did become aware and was like, oh, okay, well then pay me.
Yeah.
So they may not have initially, but then afterwards very much was like, yeah, cool. Oh, you want it? You made a big deal about it, so now everybody knows about it. Cool. I'm going to keep my fake name up there, and now I want billions of dollars. I don't remember how much it sold for, but it was stupid how much you paid for it to get it back. How it was stupid how much they were paying for it in the first place. When I start seeing like millions and stuff getting tossed around, I'm like, what are you guys doing? I wish I had FU money.
No kidding.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't be buying digital art, but I wish I had the money. Just be like, here's $1 million for the picture of a Bored Ape.
Be nice.
Man. Or I just don't think nefarious enough in my everyday life to come up with schemes like that. But
we're better people, I guess.
I guess. And you know what? Even those with the nefarious minds, if you put it towards good, man, imagine what you could be accomplishing. Because some of these things are really smart. It's just if you would use it for the power of good instead.
Yeah, you're just being a dick. You're being selfish.
But, yeah. So, as far as news goes, that's what I saw float by again. And I was like, well.
Well, if you have nothing, I've got something for you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
I got a story. Do you
Steven,
want a story?
Time?
It's story time.
Yay!
I'm excited about this because I think it's something you're going to dig, as usual. First off, I do want to say special thanks to Danny Cowan of LostLevels.org for the information. Because he provided quite a bit of interesting stuff in an article. So I want to give credit where credit's due. I didn't come up with this all on my own. And I know, we've talked about how we're changing things around here. Clearly, this was not a normal show like we've done, but it has similar beats to like a normal show.
We're finding our footing, I guess, still. And thank you for your patience.
And that's why I'm doing the story, because I'm still under an assumption that our siblings love the deep dives.
Of course.
And I know you love them. So if anything, I just want to do them just to see Lace's face when I say I got a story.
I know. I'm into the stories, man.
That's enough for me. So what do I have today? Well, oh boy. This is something interesting. This is a game that I was really not aware of, even though looking through the history, I must have been aware of at some point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it should have graced my eyes.
Like the time frame in the areas it was posted in, like I had to have. I was in the circle.
A lot of these things I should have seen. I know I should have seen for various reasons. So I'll explain it as we go along. So to begin the story that I'm sharing with you today, let's start with a computer gaming company based out of Japan. Sounds pretty novel, right? I mean, in the 80s?
Never would have thought of that.
Never would have thought. It's just one of those rarities. Now, Seta Corporation, S-E-T-A. Don't know if that name rings any bells immediately.
Yeah.
They were one of many companies trying to get into that business of video games, primarily because Nintendo was that hot ticket in town. You know, they were killing it, you know. Mm-hmm. So they developed hits like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, J.B. Harold Murder Club, Magic Darts, Silva Saga, and 8 Eyes.
8 Eyes?
Do you remember any of these titles?
I don't.
Of course not. No one does.
I was like trying really hard to think about it too.
Now, in all honesty, I do remember playing The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and I do remember 8 Eyes, but I also remember them being terrible, so clearly they were not memorable in all the right ways.
Sometimes I would have to go back through it, because like I said, I used to get to go to the pawn shop once a month and buy 1 or 2 Nintendo games, 50 cents or $1 for 2. And I played a lot of weird stuff just because it was there, man. And
yeah,
I
those
wanted a new game, you know? You're like, I don't know what this is, but let's try it, you know?
Yeah, they would have definitely been in that bargain bin, for sure.
I do have some odd ones.
But despite those games being terrible, that didn't stop Sega. Many companies from the 8-bit days barely survived, and they had good games. And it really makes you wonder how this group made it out alive. In any case, they would go on to develop games like Battle Bowl for the Game Boy, Super Real Mahjong P5 Custom for the TurboGrafx 16.
Jeez, that's a mouthful.
And it's not the only one either. There's several titles in that series. There's The Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And even Tetris 64 for the Sega Saturn. I'm kidding. For the N64. Come on.
I was going to say, what? I had
now,
N64.
How weird would that have been, you know? If we'd have seen Tetris 64 on a Sega Saturn title.
That would be kind of funny.
Be like, what is this? This is no 64.
This isn't right.
It'd have been
did
about
they have 64-bit?
I don't know. I don't
remember what Sega got
I thought they were 32-bit.
Might have been, and then whatever the disc or CD.
Yeah, Dreamcast may have been 64-bit, from what I remember. But anyway, if that would have happened, it would have been about as weird as the last game they developed called Legend of Golfer, which are 3 words that should never be put together, because...
Are you a golfer?
Yes.
And are you a legend?
I guess. No. I don't really see what's legendary about golf.
It just sounds like a Tiger Woods deal, which... To be fair, I've put some time in.
Golf is a boring sport that requires more patience than I have left in my lifetime and apparent color blindness to the abhorrent pastel colors that you've got to wear.
Oh, you don't like plaid.
No. But hey, that's not the important thing right now. We're talking about this other game. Sega.
Or Sega, Legend of Golfer.
The company met its end in 2009. But if you wind the clock back almost 20 years, you can find the beginnings of a very interesting tale involving said company. Mm-hmm. Now, back in June of 1991, Sega unveiled their newest game at the Consumer Electronics Show. You remember that thing? That no one really talks about now? I know it's still going on, but no one ever really talks about it.
I think it's coming back, or has come back, but yes.
I think it has come back. The game featured... a, quote, mild-mannered chimpanzee with a love for professional wrestling. Just mild-mannered lover of professional wrestling. Said chimp is suddenly... Said chimp, yeah, I just see him wearing glasses and a little suit.
Very sophisticated, monocle.
Anyway. Said chimp is suddenly imbued with super primate strength. That is another quotable super primate strength.
Okay.
That's what they say. By his scientist father. Or at least that's what I'm kind of assuming, because the scientist and his daughter are then kidnapped, and the super chimp suddenly transforms into an ape man who must rescue the scientist and his daughter before these evil bastards take his research for personal gain and turn it to
take over the world. I don't know.
Because that's how this works. Mm-hmm. And it must be true, because not only is our ape hero attacked by numerous martial artists and ninjas, as one would be in the late 80s, early 90s, But there are also mutations like himself, such as the Incredible Bee-Man, who looks like Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons.
Okay.
Was that character canceled? Probably. I don't remember.
I don't know.
What about the menacing Kanga Stew, which is a kangaroo. I made this name up, by the way. Which is a kangaroo with a man's arms and torso. And I would assume they belong to a man named Stewart. Got it? You got this visual? It's a kangaroo with
kangaroo
a man's
head,
torso and arms.
but the bottom, like, button down is kangaroo?
Yeah.
With the
and then
tail
the head
and everything?
is a kangaroo. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Or something to that effect. And then finally...
A kangatar?
No, this one's even worse. And finally, we cannot forget the deadly Croco Ass. Why Croco Ass? Well, you see, let me explain this abomination to you. Okay. This looks like a crocodile is hung upside down. The man's face is coming out of the crotch area, so its tail is
so its tail is the head?
Its tail is like a hat. So here's the face, and then it looks like the tail is like a big floppy wizard's hat.
Okay.
Then the crocodile's mouth is being used as legs. So it doesn't make sense to me.
Where are the legs?
They are it's the crocodile's jaws or the legs.
So there's no arms-ish or legs-ish. It's just a crocodile torso with a head in its butt.
Well, I mean, it's almost like a giant crocodile, just with the head, and then I think he might have arms up top, but still, the crocodile mouth is the legs.
Like walking with the mouth.
And then, but see, then he can do like a slide move, and then and then bite with his legs. You see?
Okay.
That's what they didn't tell you.
Okay.
That's
the move they
that's
kept
the
under
move.
the hat.
And it's like, I know I gotta walk on these damn things, but I'd bite you if I slid.
I mean, I can respect that, though, honestly.
I'm convinced there were drugs.
In the 80s? Yes.
Just for this game's creation.
Yes.
None of this makes sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. But, you're the chimp man.
Yes,
we're gonna call him Bongo because I got nothing else.
Okay.
He has the ability.
Did they not give it a name?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so Bongo it is. All right.
That's what we're gonna call him. So now, being the chimp man, Bongo, you now have the abilities of a pro wrestler because he liked pro wrestling, so he knows how to do pro wrestling moves.
Yeah, he does.
So you can not only punch and kick your way through the game, but you can pile drive the shit out of somebody if you want to.
Do a little clothesline?
Yeah, woo!
Yeah, all right.
Because
table breaking?
He loved it.
He did.
He loved it, and he knew how to do it because he loved it so much. Just saying. Now, if all this wasn't enough to sell you on the game, what if I told you that this game promised to be the fastest action you've ever seen on the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Well,
movement like that was never thought possible until Sega rolled out Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay? Fast.
That is fast, especially then.
On a Nintendo system.
Yeah.
Now, an early preview of the game was seen in the August 1991 issue of Nintendo Power and billed it as such. The fastest action game ever to be seen. The game also showed off a handful of various screenshots of the game and a brief synopsis as well, promising it was right around the corner. And I had that Nintendo Power issue. This is why I feel like I should have remembered it. Because I looked that issue up and I was like, we did have that issue. Huh. So, somehow, my memory has blanked.
Well.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. We filled our brain up with new stuff since then.
30 years. Plus.
Never mind.
However, time passed, and guess what? That game never surfaced. Which is also probably another reason that I didn't remember it.
Yeah,
Eventually, internet message boards started discussing the game's legitimacy. Did it exist?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was
Is
just
this an urban legend?
It was featured in Nintendo Power. So why wouldn't you think that it was a game? I mean, we'd spoken about the California Raisins. I remember seeing it in a Nintendo Power magazine, and it never came out.
Totally thought I had. It's like, yeah, I played that. Really?
Yeah.
Have you?
Have you?
Thought so.
It's that, what do you call it? The thing where your brain thinks of the Mandela effect. You think
Yes.
you did it, but you didn't.
I think I did, yeah. But no.
Now, if you thought this game was fake, I think you could be forgiven because you heard my description of this game, right? I mean, it was pretty insane.
Yes.
So, step too far, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm kind of sad now to hear it didn't release, but, you know.
Well, for over a decade, this game remained a mystery. Mm-hmm. And it was just soon forgotten because why would you still talk about it?
Yeah.
Just, it happened.
Time
it was a
moved.
thing.
Yeah.
However, in 2005, a new Thread title was created on a popular video game collector forum called Digital Press. That title was Bioforce Ape. The Thread creator, going by the moniker Paul Brown, posted images supposedly showcasing a prototype cartridge of the game as well as images of the game in action. Comparing his images to that of Nintendo Power's images from years ago, it seemed like the real deal. The legends were true. The game was real.
People were doing things.
However, some people on the site weren't buying it just yet, because most of the Thread users were, on the board until Paul Brown posted screenshots of a cutscene, or I guess what you would think is a cutscene for an 8-bit game. Remember how it would just be a picture to be like, that's a cutscene.
Right. Yeah.
Because it looks fancy.
Well, before we had long cutscenes, we could almost be
right.
guaranteed to see gameplay because that's what they did. But anyway, yes, as you were.
It was just like a freeze frame of something in text. That's all we had for a cutscene. So, the screenshot he shared of this cutscene featured what seemed to be a Russian butter monster, which fits with the context of some of the other weird creations, but butter monster, weird.
Okay.
But
was it like a stick of butter?
Well, it was more like a big butter blob. But it was saying, quote, because we had text, and I'm going to read this best Russian accent ever. Ja, I am made of der butter, and you are worth 2K monies. That's what his text said. Followed with additional screenshot of the butter monster being punched in the face. And then the text reading, "Eat communism."
Okay.
So, after hearing about all the weird-ass creations I mentioned in the game, Butter Monster wasn't too far for me. But it does seem like a lazy creation by comparison. Because you went so far as to create some ass-backwards crocodile monster, but yet you just said butter.
Butter.
That's it.
And a blob of
Russian.
butter. Not even a stick of butter.
And it's Russian.
And it's Russian.
But the straw that...
The OG butter makers.
The straw that broke the camel's proverbial back had to be a screenshot featuring Bongo ripping a fart, complete with an explosive brown blast exiting his backside, and what looked to be a screen glitch in the direction that it went. It was posted with the claim that Bongo in the game could fart so hard that it breaks the graphics in the game.
And don't do that.
But something about that.
Was that the catch?
The forum users were like, "No, bullshit. There's no game. No, absolutely not buying it." So they began calling him out, saying, "You're lying.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. We're not buying it. No, absolutely not." Furthermore, I would even say that this was compounded with the fact that you know what acts of Congress it took for Nintendo to even be okay with flatulence on their console?
I was going to say back in that day.
Oh my God, you could not do just...
Yeah, I'm still kind of beside myself at all the stuff that makes it on the Switch. Not mad, but just from their history. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. But yeah.
It is. So this was during a time when I remember the game Boogerman was just like a step too far. They're like, no, you've got to put a rating on this because we can't just be
Which
putting
is funny
that out.
because kids do tend to laugh at like bodily function stuff.
Yeah.
So you would think that would be Boogerman. That's right up a kid's alley.
Sure.
More so
But-
than I would think an adult gamer, but
I mean, I know
we're
it's
all
not,
kind of children, I guess, still in our own right. So.
but it's almost like one of those childish creations to where it's like, okay, it wore off. It's human.
Yeah, like the kids will think it's funny, but I'll maybe giggle for a couple of minutes and then, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get the joke now. We're done here.
It's like, all right, nah, we're good.
Too much.
Anyway, people on the internet called him out. Others demanded that he sell his supposed prototype, saying that they would pay upwards of $2,000. But, supply that,
Yeah.
that
Show
prototype you got.
receipts.
Exactly. They were trying to get proof positive. Was this legit? Well, you see, when this continued to go on and on and on, and Brown was standing his ground, saying that it was legitimate, it was true, yada yada, the internet does what it does best, and it became extremely hateful and toxic. Even back in the 90s, or early 2000s. What did I say this was? 2009? 5. There we go. See, I can't even keep up with what I'm talking about.
So we're just now learning to use social media for evil. Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, this led to one final post from Brown with a picture of the prototype cartridge smashed to bits.
What?
Just kind of, if you're not going to believe me, if you're not going to listen to me,
Well, then that's-
smashy.
That's just going to make the internet say we were right. You're smashing it up to hide the evidence it never existed. But anyway, sorry if I'm probably anyway.
Well, I mean, you're
Let him
probably
tell the story.
right on target.
Yeah.
But there are others that were kind of left wondering in that moment because, they all went into panic mode going, no!
Preservation, don't do it. Yes.
So we're kind of left with a what if scenario. It's like, well, did we take it too far? Did he actually have it? I don't know, because we'll never know now.
Troll. Yeah.
It was, if the cartridge did have the game, it was now lost to time. Or so they thought. Because eventually, Paul Brown returned to the forums under his original name, Bratwurst, go figure,
Yeah.
and admitted it was all a hoax. There was no game. There was nothing. He had fuck all. And while this is somewhat disappointing to those hoping it could be true, it did give the title new life again, and even became a meme. You can look up the Butter Monster, and it's a meme thing.
Oh, nice. As we do.
But like most things, it returned to obscurity once more. That is until 2010, when another prototype surfaced. And this time at a Yahoo auction in Japan. Now, once word of this got around, game preservationist Frank Cafaldi began asking for donations from friends and forum members to hopefully put down a sizable bid. The auction price ironically started at $2,000. It's worth 2K monies. And it was sold to Cafaldi for $2,700.
Oh, wow. All right. Little interest.
However, the timing of the auction didn't quite set right with some people.
Oh, no.
Because when you're kind of looking at it from the outside, you're kind of noticing that this is happening around April Fool's Day.
Oh, God,
you're
no!
going like, maybe.
Yeah.
So, they weren't
Before we were
doubting
wise to
it.
people constantly trolling on April 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Now, many were expecting that when or if the game arrived, something was going to be wrong. They had all been pranked, and this is all just somebody's walked away with $2,700 for a fake game. And it wasn't the first time. They've already been burned once. You don't want to be burned a second time.
Right.
When the game arrived to its destination, a picture of the cartridge was posted from within the box.
Okay.
showcasing a nicely cracked, broken cartridge.
Did he sell him the cartridge he broke?
Well, you see, that was not that one.
Oh.
But that also wasn't the cartridge that was shipped. This is all fake. This is a joke.
My God, what a long con.
That was a joke too. Panicking all these people who put their hard-earned money into trying to get this game.
Oh my God.
But as soon as it was revealed that that too was a prank, it was then also reported, hey, the game has been dumped online, so everyone can play it now. So they were able to drop it, dump it, boom, done. The game is out there.
Do we trust it?
Well, it is available. It is available.
Do I trust you right now?
You should.
Are you trolling me?
No, because I've got just a little bit more information to talk about, because it's clear the game is very incomplete. Because it only consists of 3 levels, and you could probably beat this prototype game in about 20 minutes. Which, I mean, 30 minutes is not really much longer than any NES game, but still. It's very, very quick. It may have been halfway done. I wouldn't say 30, 40. Probably could have taken a few extra moments to get it polished up or whatever. But it feels like an incomplete game. Let's just say that. Now, the prototype also delivered on its promise to be the fastest action game on the NES. The scroll rate is extremely fast and fluid, which has never been seen on the console. And even the sprite action is very smooth and detailed for an NES game. Like the kind of movements you see is like, wow, that's pretty detailed for a NES. So why did the game never see the light of day? I mean, this was a promising prototype. What happened? According to Chuck Vowell, who's the director of engineering and product development at Sega, publishers didn't know what to do with it. Because, you know, you've got an ape running around, you got Croco Ass, you got Bumblebee Man.
Butter,
maybe. They didn't know how to sell the game. It was just like, I don't know. And many just
broke our early marketers.
I mean, they honestly saw the game as unprofitable. So many of the publishers were just like, I just don't want to touch it because I don't know what to do with it. It's impressive.
Yeah.
But, so I blame Croco Ass for all of it.
Oh, yeah?
And while
I feel like he should have been the cover art.
He should have been. In fact, he is on some detailed art, but you can't see the ass part. Oh. You just see the head and the tail, and you're like, well, that kind of looks weird, but okay. Now, while the game may not have found an audience, or may not have found an audience, if it had released, this could have been one of those long-forgotten NES titles, especially the timing, because this would have been toward the end of the NES's life. I can't say as to whether or not it would have been a hit. Don't know. Yeah. But today?
Yeah.
Find the right developer. Maybe Devolver. It would be perfect publisher.
Ooh, they really would be for a game like this. They know how to sell this stuff.
I feel like there's an indie developer out there that could recreate this idea. Really work within the confines of what they were trying to do, and then obviously put their own spin on it. Create the spiritual successor that Bioforce 8 has needed all this time. Guarantee you it would be a seller.
Oh, for sure.
Put in all the memes, all that stuff. Just lean into it. But again, do some kind of legal stuff to where you can kind of get away with it, because you might not want to call it.
But is it owned by anyone?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because it sounds like it was just a long troll after a while. Did anyone develop anything? Did this just get developed to complete the troll? Just this portion of what you saw? To just look, something was there, but we just kind of put this together real fast. Unless I'm jumping ahead again. I don't know. It just feels like a long troll.
It seems like it's legit. I mean, near the end.
So Bioforce 8.
Bioforce 8?
Bongo.
Well, I call him Bongo. Because you definitely could do the brain, what do you call it? I said the fart destroying the graphics or whatever. You could do that now as a joke. It could be a superpower that you get or something or whatever. I don't know.
Or it could just be some Easter egg that actually crashes that level or something, since the joke was, it's just too forceful for the power we have now. You know, it's breaking the pixels or whatever.
I think it would be fun. Again, Devolver would be the perfect publisher.
For sure. For sure. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting here trying to think of like any of the other... Shoot. We have to know someone.
Oh, yeah.
Some indie team. I'm sure that we've met along the way that would take this and run with it. Oh, fun.
So, there you go. Now you learned about this game that maybe did or did not exist at some point.
Right. However, it's still an interesting story.
Yeah. And a lot of people got trolled over this game that no one ever played.
Sounds like. Very much. Now we all wonder why we all have trust issues when it comes to that kind of stuff, because it's just been messed with too much.
That's right. But there you go. There's your story for the day.
Love it. Excellent. Well, then there you go, siblings. That's our show.
Woo.
I think so. Look at us, hour 20. Look at us.
We're knocking it out now.
Hopefully you're not sad. Well, hopefully you are sad that we didn't go longer. I don't know.
You gotta tell us what you want. I mean, we
No,
do
they
our
don't.
best.
We'll figure it out. We'll give you content. We'll figure it out. But that's our show. You can hit us up sometime over on the Twitters at Super Mega Crash, or you can go to Instagram to view the weekly icon art Steven puts his time and love into. You can also send an email to supermegacrash@gmail.com. You can support the show by liking and leaving reviews on your preferred podcast app, and even going to patreon.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. Throw a sub over to YouTube/Pencil and Paper Productions just to catch all of it. All of the wonderful things that Steven does. And since we still suck at Discord, you should come on over and join our graveyard. I'm kidding. We'll be better. But come on over to Discord and join us over there. And just help us make better. So thank you so much for listening. I am Lacey O'Finley.
I'm Stephen White.
And you could join us again next time, Super Mega Crash siblings. But until then,
game on.
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.